They mentioned the name Howard White, and I said, wait a minute, I think that's my friend, Howard White. And they, of course, they said Michael Jordan, and I knew that connection was close. So I called him up, and he said, yeah, they're doing this movie, and I think I'm in it some kind of way. And I said, whoa, man, that's cool. So I talked to him a lot about it and did a lot of research through him. And I thought that was really cool that I could play a really good friend in the movie and also get a lot of insight from him and his life and his friends. And he really, really took me through his life and helped me out a lot and had me talk to a lot of people to get stories about him, you know, as from childhood on up to now. So it was a lot of good research. It was a lot of fun. No, no, I was glad he was still here that I could talk to him and get a lot of information from him, but no pressure. And he made it really like, really easy, and I spent a lot of time talking with him and that really helped. And then learning a lot about, the business and what happened between, Nike and Michael Jordan and the signing of Michael Jordan. And so I had all that insight from him and it was so much insight he gave me. It was awesome. I was excited about the movie because it had all the things that I loved. It had Michael Jordan, who everybody loves, had basketball, and it had Jordan shoes, and then of course it had my friend. I was playing my friend Howard White. So it had all these fun things, and of course Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, Viola Davis, and Jason Bateman. So many great. People that was in the movie that I found out a little bit later. So it got me with Michael and sports and the shoes and all that stuff. It was really had me wanting to do the role. Howard White was a basketball player. Also, he was a All-American in college. Then he went to University of Maryland. He blew out his knee in college and high school, so he had to do something else. And because basketball wasn't fun anymore to him because of the injuries. And then he got a job working for Nike. And then he found himself representing the greatest player that ever lived, for Nike, and he just transformed himself into a whole nother person from a great athlete to a great mentor and role model, because he couldn't do the things that young guys was doing. He was really keeping them out of trouble and keeping them on the right path. So a lot of things Howard didn't do, and they looked up to him, and I found that out talking to all his friends, about his reputation. A phenomenon, Michael Jordan's phenomenon, in the 80s. This movie is based in, 84, period piece movie, and it changed the world. Michael and his style of basketball was new, and he jumped up in the air and stayed up in the air, and all them shoes, everybody wanted to feel what they felt when they saw him play, and the shoes was the closest thing to it when you put it on. Those things are part of American culture, and it's just it's sketched in our minds and in our souls and spirits. So it's a great thing. This movie is a must-see in theaters because it has a lot of nostalgia. A lot of nostalgia, how much fun it was in the 80s, and especially 84, and what was going on. There was so many innovative people in every field, in every area, and Michael was the rising star in the NBA. He's like I said, he was a phenomenon. He changed the game, the way he played it. He was a one-man show. And even though and he didn't win right away, he had to work hard to get through the Detroit Pistons, to get through the Celtics, the Lakers, and then finally in the 90s, that was like 6 years it took him to become a champion or something like that, and he become a champion because he worked hard and they built a team around him. But all the while he was big at building a legacy and had these shoes on that everybody wanted to buy and be a part of his specialness and his gift, and it became the Jordan brand. Oh, it was great. It was great. I mean, it was great working with Matt and Ben because those guys was like they're like brothers, and they came into my trailer one time and said, "Hey, man, it's like making the movies with friends. You know, we just having fun. You know, if something don't work, we'll figure it out." And I was like, "Perfect. That's the way I work." You know, coming from stand up and all that. That's the way I work. I always, you know, want to be creative and figure things out and change things if it don't work, and don't do something, you know, if it don't work. So I love the way they work, and I call Ben. He's like a player coach. He's an actor and a director. So he understands actors. He understands how we think sometimes, and how we want to maybe do it a different way sometimes. So it was great, and working with Matt was so much fun. You know, he's such a great guy. I felt really relaxed around him to be able to try out different things, and yeah, it was just a great time. And of course, you know, the all-star cast with Chris, Viola, Jason Bateman, and yeah, it was so many great people in the movies.
You got a name for it?
Air Jordan.
I don't know.
Seriously?
Maybe it'll grow on me.